Hello, I'm going to show you the one of the most disappointing buffets this year is the Mirage buffet. Some people were thinking that maybe with the doing away of the free alcoholic drinks, this buffet would finally improve and return to its glorious days, but it's far from it. In fact, in this area, it's probably the worst buffet. I would say the Harris is better across the road, and definitely Treasure Island and of course Bacchanal are better. And Treasure Island today, it's Sunday brunch, is a couple of dollars less, and it's a million times better, with one exception. The thing is that today for Sunday brunch, and I have to tell you about these brunches, it's really important, so stay tuned before I show you the buffet. Sunday brunch, here they have crab legs, and at Treasure Island they do not. But for the rest, I wouldn't eat here unless they paid me. And in fact they have, because they've given me food credit, and because I was in a rush I decided to eat here again, but I really wouldn't have. You know, it's good that I have, because I've really cemented my opinion. Okay, so here you've got frozen yogurt. I'm starting from here, but I could start from anywhere. You've got not even gelato, so straight up. You've got a very boring, actually, the small dessert section, but you know, let's just go bit by bit. Raspberry sorbet, peach sorbet, and then non-fat vanilla yogurt and non-fat chocolate yogurt. It's the first time I see non-fat. Usually it'd be better if it were sugar-free with stevia, don't you think? But that's not really why I am disappointed, greatly disappointed about this buffet. You gotta wait and see. Wait and see. Okay, so biscuits, you know, cookies, you know, we can just find in any store. I mean, today the price with taxes is $35. $35. What are you paying for? I mean, this is Mirage. This is not some... And I know that some of you will compare this with what you have at home, and you will say this is the best thing you've ever seen. Yes, in absolute terms it is, but in relative terms it's so much better, and I cannot understand what's happening to Mirage. I really cannot. It's a shame, because I love this resort. I love the fact that you can quickly get in and out of your rooms, but that's beginning to be just about it. Okay, banana strawberry yogurt, cut fresh fruit. You can find this at buffets that cost $10. And then here you have, but really there's nothing. The dessert section is not the most disappointing section. It's always been like this, except for perhaps a couple of things that were very nice, and I'll show you in a minute. Various assorted desserts, no sugar added. This is the no sugar added section, by the way. So not exciting. It's the kind of quality you can find if you go to a store that sells desserts. What used to be the bastion of this buffet was this Mirage bread pudding, you know, their own special recipe, and I used to go crazy about this, and it's still nice, but it's a bit too runny, and I think they've rushed it. Berries cobbler, it used to be the stronghold, one of the strongholds of this buffet, but they've really done away with everything. Black forest cake, you know, these types of desserts that last for a long time, you know. And I'll show you these. Oh, by the way, if you are into desserts and you want to spend a similar amount of money on a Sunday brunch, you go to Treasure Island next door, because it's so much better. And much better. I mean, they have lava cake, they have really lovely desserts, and some of them are still warm, coming out not from the oven, but from whatever machine they used to heat it up, and it's delicious. But this is super disappointing. Okay, now another disappointing section. I mean, I'm going this way, so bear with me. It's been so disappointing for a while now, this disappointing, but you know, at least in the past it had other sections that made up for it, and now it's just average, boring, average, and nothing special. You know, if you could walk a little more, you could, and you didn't want to spend as much as you would if you ate at Bacchanal, which is next door, and of course it's much better. but it's also much more expensive. Then you could just walk a little bit more and go to Paris. Paris, which is stunning to look at, has improved this year. They do have crab legs for lunch, and they have amazing crepes, savory and sweet with real fruit, none of this stuff. And I was excited there, though I think Treasure Island in some ways is more exciting, but I think Paris is getting to be up there, and this buffet is plummeting. The only thing that I can say about this section is that they have artichokes, but they're not the best. The good thing about them is that they're well drained, but they're just tin artichokes and not even the best type. The best ones I've had were both at Aria and the other buffet that I can't remember, but I write it all down on top-buffet.com. And then they have Kalamata olives, which are nice, but I mean, you don't come here just for that, right? So it really is not, I don't know what's happening to this buffet. We really were excited that they would actually, it's been a trend that's been lasting for many years. It's unforgivable. What's the point of having, I mean, they give you food credit, of course, so that you are going to eat here rather than venturing out to much better buffets. But these days they give you food credit or buffet credit or some sort of credit pretty much with a lot of bookings in many other resorts. So you do not have to eat here necessarily. Of course, if you play My Vegas, you're going to have a buffet pass of some sort. Okay, so you've got hot capicollo on the right, Dijon mustard, really straightforward salami. Here, the hot salami, and this one, nothing really outstanding. If you're into these types of cold meats, Wynn had a good selection, but it was disappointing for brunch just as much. Not for dinner, but for brunch for sure. And Bacchanal, of course, and even Treasure Island. So for that, it's nothing special. They used to have amazing salmon. Now it's just decent salmon, and that's about it. Cheeses, you've got the blue cheese, which is expensive, but it's so brittle and it's crumbs, so you can't even have lots of it. Here you used to have a nice section, but now out of all these, I've got to show you the hummus. Look at the hummus. Can you see it? It's like it came out of a toothpaste. That's what it looks like, toothpaste, and it doesn't taste any better either. Well, they have the tabbouleh, which I like, but I had to add my own olive oil to make it really exciting. Oh, these sections are much better at Mirage, much better at Treasure Island if you're into these options, and much better at Paris. To name a few, to name two. Very disappointing, but don't worry, the disappointment is not over. If you think, oh, but I don't care about those two sections, well, wait until I show you more. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the wonton noodle soup, pork and shrimp, and the egg drop soup. For some of you who used to know Mirage in the good old days, they had an amazing made-to-order Asian soup sections. The envy of the Strip, and they quickly, of course, did away with that because you cannot have anything so outstanding, and they decided to have nothing instead. So the pork and shrimp wonton noodle soup, yeah, the broth tasted fine, but the ingredients of the wonton was nothing special, but at least they have it. Now you see how they bring it out. See, I want to show you how they bring it out. See, they brought it out. And this is a really, and that's a really, you don't want them to touch it with those things. And this is a really, I don't like it when they touch things with those gloves, because with those gloves they go anywhere and touch anything.
Oh, sorry.
And so if you want wonton, you come and have them as soon as they bring them out, because they'll disintegrate after a little while. Now here this looks exciting because you've got brown rice and white rice rolls, but frankly the brown rice was really dry and didn't taste like anything. And in terms of sushi, again, Treasure Island next door, so much better sushi, really delicious sushi. If you have to have sushi, can you please have decent sushi? Okay, then steamed rice and vegetable fried rice, I know I sound a bit harsh, but I expect this type of quality at a very, very budget buffet, and this is not, and it's on the Strip, and it should be better, and especially because it used to be so good. Vegetable roll, vegetable chow mein noodles, again, nothing special in the way they're made, and Asian mixed vegetables. I don't mind if people hear what I'm saying sometimes, because I would like to tell them that they have better options, and sometimes I'd like to tell them they're amazing dishes to try. Anyway, Hunan chicken and Asian mixed vegetables. It doesn't get any more boring than this. Oh, just in case you thought that it was too exciting, you have a closed station, and so that's that. Obviously it's brunch, so heaven forbid you have more options. This is a bar, but you have to pay extra to have these. Here you have the self-serve, which I love. It's probably still my favorite self-serve of Vegas buffet. Look, you've got all sorts of things here. Just click, and I'm not going to do what I usually do, okay? I'll do it next time. And again, and again, and again, and again. But again, here I'll show you, okay, Minute Maid, cappuccino, sorry, thank you, cream for coffee, half and half, and whole milk. It's not the real thing. But you've got French vanilla, original, and hot chocolate, what can I say? The one thing that really disappointed me, and I know some people say, I don't care. It's, look, there's only one type of tea, and it's, can you see it? Oh, deep breakfast. Deep breakfast. Nothing else. They used to have all sorts of nice, usually what you can do, you can ask, and I would if I had an attendant here, because they actually are nice, and they do look for things if you can't find them. They do try to help you. Okay, the rotisserie is another disappointment of mine, but I'll show you the rotisserie first.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's, oh yeah, well, that's good. Your hand is famous now. So, as I said, it's good. It's nothing. It's absolutely fine. The rotisserie is fine. You've got boneless baked ham, sausages, roasted beef. You can read yourself. Actually, these are the labeling today is not so bad. It's not so bad. So sometimes I'll let it speak by itself, but sometimes I have to really tell you what things are because the labeling is not good. Turkey gravy and of course roasted turkey. And good mashed potatoes. Now here for lunch, they used to have, it was only like months ago, they used to have fish and chips, which was a delight, and I kept on saying how wonderful it was, and I kept on saying it, and I said it far too many times, to the point where it's no longer there. And I asked them, they said, no, it's not, we don't have it, and I couldn't quite get the information out as to whether they're ever gonna get it again, have it again. However, the lady was so nice, she offered to make some for me, and of course I said no, I don't want to put her out. But you can say yes, right? If you came here for fish and chips, might as well have some. But they may not offer, I don't know, it depends on the person you see. Nonetheless, it was delicious. You can see my other videos, and it's not here anymore. So, braised okra with tomatoes, some sort of paella type rice. There is a name for it, and I'll think about it. There's no labeling, that's why I'm trying to tell you. Here, this fish was a bit too salty for me. Trout with spicy tomato basil sauce. It's not sausage. They had sausage before, now it's just bacon. You know, some of the breakfast offerings have been taken away, sorry. And there you've got your shrimps and lemon wedges, cocktail shrimp, seafood ceviche. Okay, so you have Cajun roasted chicken and black beans here, and ranchero sauce. There are a lot of Mexican dishes here. And chicken breakfast burrito. They used to have amazing burritos a long, long time ago. Really, really fabulous. But that was in the past. It's okay. It's not. That's nothing. It's okay. That's not. That burrito there is not the problem with the Mirage buffet. Buttermilk biscuit and country gravy and fried plantains with cinnamon sugar and vegetable fajita, chilaquiles with salsa roja. See if I pronounced it correctly. But, oh, did you read properly? Yes, you did. Well, I tell you, it was inedible. I haven't had anything that tasted like nothing like that. I mean, it could have been lovely, right? Here it's there's beef with a little bit of lettuce and on like a fat tortilla. There is no labeling, but nothing outstanding. Lots of bananas. And here they used to have, again, this used to be another amazing part of this buffet, namely the guacamole, which they used to make in-house. And you could have a whole plate full of it and you wouldn't have enough of it. It was that delicious. But now, it's not like that toothpaste hummus over there that I showed you earlier, but it's not great. It's not great as it used to be. Pozzoli. Show you pozzoli. So a lot of Mexican dishes. And cheese sauce and fried tortilla chips. You can have this at the cheapest buffets in Vegas, you know, $10 on a weekend, roughly, and even less on a weekday. And then lots of breads. Lots of breads. You can toast your chosen breads. I mean, this is, again, what you find at some, you know what it reminds me of? Or what you can find in some hotels in Europe when they give you breakfast. They give you so much bread that you can toast to make you happy. Yes, I know. In Europe, Europeans, unfortunately, don't have the bonanza of food that you have in the United States. In the United States, we have so much more in terms of food. And but having said all of that, I don't expect necessarily a whole station dedicated to bread because it's not much there, you know. And these oils, usually I ask them the other time I was here and they had only extra virgin olive oil. These two don't look like the extra virgin olive oil. So you don't even have that, right? But you can have butter and sometimes you might actually just have bread because there isn't much here to choose from. French onion soup. I have to take a shot at this bread station. I think it's the only buffet in Vegas that has a full bread station. Bellagio has it too. The first time I came, I was really blown away by the bread station. But then, as you keep visiting buffets, you realize that that's an empty station, so to speak. Hearty vegetable soup. Okay. Now, again, this soup here, and I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it tastes. Although I appreciate the fact that it's here. It tastes like canned soup. Simple as that. So I've said it all, I think. Then you have some other, you know, breakfast choices. Sugar marinated strawberries, not a real strawberry inside. For that you have to go to real berries, real strawberries, you have to go to Mandalay Bay. But other buffets have actually introduced that. Even Treasure Island has real berries. And even Paris has real berries that you can add to the beautiful crepe that they make. So really, if I had to choose, in a way I'm happy I came because I'm now, as I said, happy that I am quite I have it confirmed that this buffet is not good. But at the same time, I'm disappointed because I could have just gone and eaten somewhere else. Okay. Then the pizza station. Now, before I say whatever I used to say, do you remember what I used to say? Which is, there is no buffet that can give you a really good pizza experience for a variety of reasons. Well, yesterday I went to Treasure Island and I had the best pizza experience. Admittedly, it was the lady, a young lady in particular, She told me that they make their own dough, which is their own base. It's not frozen and brought in. It's really important. And the ingredients of the dough are really good, and I would say authentic, which is mind-blowing. But then she also knew how to make it. So there's that, and the third factor, which made it the best experience I had of any Vegas buffet, even in Italy, like, unless you go down to Naples. But even Naples, they're cutting corners. Nonetheless, what I'm saying is that even if it's a buffet, you can have a really good pizza. And this used to be better last year, but what it is, the base is okay, it's thin at least, but it's not authentic, but it's thin. It's the flavor of the tomato. What they had at Treasure Island was the tomato flavor. It was so authentic, so good quality. This one is just tasted like a bad canned tomato. What can I say? It's average, okay? If I want to be magnanimous, I'll say it's average. Here you have an omelette station made to order. You choose amongst, but it's being changed. We see like some of the options have been taken away, and now it's getting ready for a pasta station slowly. Nonetheless, the options were very basic omelette station. So I have tried the fish, and actually it's well cooked, and it's tastes it's flavorful and well cooked. So at least that's that dish. And then the prawn rice pilaf, I don't know what it tastes like. It tasted like nothing. But the green beans were, of course, they're overcooked, but very overcooked. But they were edible. They were nice enough, But I really, as I said, I used to, in the good old days, I say that all the time, I'm not even that old, Even 10 years ago, I used to come to Mirage and appreciate the quality in which every dish was prepared. And they had some really signature dishes that they created themselves, and of course this is all gone, but they're just a place to make some money, or at least break even, I don't know, because there's a lot of food waste, which is sad. A lot of food waste. People pile up much more than they eat, basically. There really are very few people. I always tend to come to a buffet. If I don't come over for breakfast, I tend to visit between lunch and dinner, towards the end of lunch, and in this case brunch. And that's a time where usually it's very quiet. If you wanted to see busy, should have been here during the main holiday seasons. Like if you come over, say, for Christmas or the New Year time, of course the buffets are going to be packed, of course. And the good ones, they're going to have lineups too. This seltzer cappuccino maker, I know that many of you today will think, oh my God, she really got a bet on the wrong side, But it isn't, because if you actually watch, well, I suppose yesterday it was a different day, but yesterday I reviewed the Treasure Island buffet, and if you watch it, I'm almost crying with joy. So it isn't that, oh, I am miserable today and I'm reviewing this buffet sadly or badly or harshly. It's just that this buffet is horrible compared to what it used to be. In relative terms to what's out there, it's just a boring, overpriced buffet today. On weekdays, it's a bit cheaper, so you may be feeling more forgiving, but I'm really disappointed. I couldn't be more disappointed with this buffet. I think I'm more disappointed with this buffet than I was disappointed with the Wynn Buffet brunch the other day. Although that was pretty bad as well. But this one almost beats it. Almost, not quite. In terms of how disappointing it is. So really, frankly, as I said, run to Treasure Island, and if you absolutely must have crab legs for lunch or brunch, then go to Bacchanal. It's a bit more expensive, but you'll have overall it's better. Otherwise, just go to Paris. As I said, it's improving. It has improved, and if you can use your food credit with the MGM group anywhere. So venture out to Aria. I know it's not next door, but Bellagio's disappointed me this year as well. But I'm telling you, it's better. I think we could say that, with the exception of Luxor, that is trying to improve. So in its kind, Luxor is improving. But again, you cannot compare it to the best buffets in Vegas. Then the MGM Group have nothing except for Aria, and on a good day, the MGM Grand. But on a good day. So yeah, I mean, this thing is just absolutely appalling. It's just, I had better artificial cappuccino when I was waiting for the ferry at is it Langdale? No, Vancouver Horseshoe Bay. They had, I don't know if they still have it, they have some, for 30 cents you would get artificial cappuccino, and that at least tasted nice. This is really awful. I don't know if it's because they're not putting the right ingredients in the right quantity. It's just horrific, actually. So considering the fact that it's slow, and even the staff itself said that it's a slow day, what is disappointing today, another thing, is that the cappuccino maker is really not being well manned. I left this here a long time ago just to remind myself to do a video about this. Well, I'll show you. It's just water coming out of the French vanilla. Just water, so there's no real waste. Dirty water. Right? Look. You can see it's dirty water, right? By dirty, I mean with very little, these things, they've got powder, water on one hand, on one side, powder of some sort on the other, and that's what comes out. I don't know if I can, you see, I don't know if it shows. It's just really dirty water, which is a shame. Another thing that's disappointing, really. So I had some more, because really, I wanted to be super precise about the guacamole. And the guacamole, yes, I mean, it is what I said. The difference, what I wanted to add was that it's garlicky, tastes, so in a way it might have been made in-house in part, but there is something that's not being made in-house. It's too, as I say, toothpaste type. It doesn't taste made in-house, even if it is, but it just doesn't taste like it. It tastes like, something you buy from a store, but not a good store, because I've had really tasty guacamole bought at various stores that I cannot mention in the United States, really nice, and not even high-end stores, just regular stores. So, another disappointment. Now I have to correct myself, because I was reviewing other buffets. I don't know if you'll see this one too, or the other videos, and I was praising the self-serve section here with regards to water, because the water was at least filtered. Well, not today. It might be filtered, maybe the filtering system doesn't work, but today, so it tastes like pool water, only it's sparkling, and it's, again, unforgivable. That's the thing that many of you who don't come from Vegas will notice, who are not used to Vegas buffets, will notice quite quickly that the water is tap water, and tap water here is not the best. It tastes like chlorine really strongly, and that's the same with a lot of places, I'm sure. The idea of having filtered water or bottled water is just really not, it hasn't been embraced, or something that tastes like tap water, so it may not be, but it tastes like it. So people like me, I just have to put lots of lemon to make it drinkable. But what I'm correcting is the fact that I said in other videos that here they didn't have tap water, but they seem to do, at least today. Well, with regards to prices an hour, discuss more details and comparisons on top-buffet.com, so you can ask me questions there and I will absolutely reply. Otherwise, you can post your comments here on YouTube, but sometimes I do not reply because I don't even see them sometimes, so I apologize for that. Do not take it personally, but please feel free to comment and post as much as you like. Thank you for watching. Bye bye from Mirage, Las Vegas.